Bonjour tout le monde, c'est moi Charlotte et aujourd'hui nous allons regarder un post que j'ai trouvé sur une page Facebook qui s'appelle The Délire et c'est un post que j'ai trouvé très marrant, ok? Donc on y va. Alors, tout d'abord je vais vous montrer l'image et le texte qui va avec, ok? On y va. C'est juste ici. Donc voilà, un peu de sel, une capsule, petit bâton et un caillou. Ok? Un peu de sel, une capsule, un bâton et un caillou. Donc et le texte, je vais le lire. Ok? Le moustique atterrit sur le sel, pensant que c'est du sucre. Assoiffé, il va s'abreuver dans la capsule, ici, la capsule, qui est en fait remplie de rhum. Bourré, le moustique trébuche sur le bâton et se tape la tête contre le caillou. Merci et au revoir. Okay, so let's have a look what that says. I'm going to read it with the text in front of me, that'll be a bit easier. Le moustique atterrit sur le sel, pensant que c'est du sucre. Assoiffé, il va s'abreuver dans la capsule qui est en fait remplie de rhum. Bourré, le moustique trébuche sur le bâton et se tape la tête contre le caillou. Merci et au revoir. In fact, at the end it says merci, au revoir. So, let's have a look at this text, everyone. Le moustique, that's the main thing here. C'est un insecte. Moustique is a mosquito. So, this text is called Piège à moustique, and I've written it here on the board behind me. That means trap, like a mosquito trap. Piège, un piège is a trap, and à moustique is the bit that tells you it's for mosquitoes, for trapping mosquitoes. So I've actually done a similar video on a post that I found really funny from the same Facebook page, which is called The Délire. Okay, the first word is the, as in the English word, and then the second word is délire. And it's just really funny. So someone's posted this picture, and it's just making a little joke about what's in the picture. So this is what it says. Let's have a look at it in the language behind me. Le moustique, so that's the mosquito. Atterrit. Atterrir is something that also a plane would do. Atterrir is the verb. It means to land or to come into land, okay? Atterrir. It's an IR verb, atterrir, to land. Sur, that means on. Let's move that out of the way. Le sel is salt, so that's something that you could eat. Pensons que, so, excuse me, that's from the verb penser, which means to think. That's one of the first ones you probably come across when you learn French. So it's an ER verb, penser, penser in its full infinitive form. But here we've got ANT at the end. Let's move in a little bit further actually. Pensons. So that's the gerund form, like the present participle. So thinking it was sugar. Pensons que, thinking that, c'est, it is, c'est. That's the verb être. In fact, I need to add one to my sheet. So this video is mainly for those who are my French club members. Every month I send out a video tutorial, and it focuses on something that I've found or something that I've written, an element of the French language. And so what I've done a few times now is find something, some live content online, and I've taken it, provided a link to the original, and based on the content I've taken out, for example, the verbs, and I've put their infinitive forms here, and then I've got a little exercise where you have to find in the French text the equivalent like translations for some of the words. So for example, comment dit-on? A mosquito. So le moustique is the mosquito. So if we want to say a mosquito, le tells you it's a masculine noun. So if you want to say a as in one mosquito, it's un moustique. Okay. So and then we also got some commentaires, comments that have been left by members of the public, French-speaking members of the public, and they're quite funny. So this is just a very tongue-in-cheek, funny, ridiculous, really, a piece of like a language resource, but it is in French, and there's genuine feedback, and you know, it may be silly, but there's also real language in there which is worth knowing. So we've got le moustique, so the mosquito atterrir, excusez-moi, atterrit, he lands. This is in the present tense, okay? It's explaining what is happening. The mosquito lands sur le sel, on the salt, ici. Pensant que c'est du sucre, thinking that it is du sucre, is sugar, some sugar. You use the preposition de combined, like with, say, de la, or du, or des, if we're talking about some of something, like a quantity that is like undefined. An unquantified quantity. You can use these du, de la, or des, right? Des would tell you that there's more than one of something, but du and de la, for example, du temps, some time, du sucre, du sel, du rhum, other things, some rum. It's just, it can be used instead of just saying rum, sugar, salt, okay? C'est is from the verb être, it is, so this is all present tense, I think. Oui. Le moustique atterrit sur le sel, pensant que c'est du sucre, thinking it's sugar. Assoiffé is thirsty, that's an adjective, it describes the mosquito. Il va, he goes, from the verb aller. Je vais, tu vas, il, elle va, nous allons, vous allez, ils, elles vont. Okay, so that's a really common, useful verb, and also it's used in the in the question ça va, how's it going? So the va bit is the il, elle, third person singular, present tense. Assoiffé, thirsty, he, because he's, parce qu'il il a mangé du sel, donc il est assoiffé. Okay. Il va s'abreuver. Now that's not a very common verb, I'd say, but I mean, not something that you would see if you're like a beginner in French. S'abreuver is to like to go and get something to drink, to get something to drink something, water. That's in its reflexive form. So the S apostrophe tells you it's a reflexive verb. Okay, it can also be used in a non-reflexive way, like to water something. Okay, but here he's getting a drink for himself, so he's basically watering himself. It can also mean to drink to excess, as in alcohol, or to get sloshed. Okay, to get merry, that kind of thing. So it's got two meanings, right? Assoiffé, il va s'abreuver dans la capsule. Dans la capsule. La capsule. La capsule is the lid. Okay, we've got a lid of a bottle, for example. Like that. So he goes for a little drink in the little lid or the bottle cap. Qui est en fait rempli du rhum, which is actually filled with rum. Okay, qui est, which is, en fait can mean in fact. Sorry, I'm rubbing my paper against the a whiteboard. Qui est en fait can mean actually or in fact, depending on the can mean a few things depending on the context. So here let's say it means actually, so that's an adverb. It can also mean in reality. Rempli is an adjective. It describes la capsule. It is full. Rempli de quelque chose, full of something. That's from another IR verb, so that's remplir, to fill. We've got atterrir, to land, remplir, to fill. Penser, to think, s'abreuver, another ER verb, to get oneself a drink, or to get sloshed, if you like, to drink to excess. That's reflexive. Rempli du rhum. Okay, so rhum has an H in it in French. Du rhum. In English, il n'y a pas de H. Okay. Bourré, that's the next bit. Bourré means drunk. So now that il a bu du rhum, il est bourré. Bourré. So that OO sound is only you makes an OO sound. Bourré. Le moustique. I think I'm going to have to bring this down a little bit so you can see what I'm reading. Il trébuche sur le bâton. Okay, so he falls over, or he trips over, more specifically, stumbles over, trips over. Trébucher is to fall over something, like to trip over it. Il trébuche sur le bâton, ici, et se tape la tête. That means to hit, he hits himself his head, if you like. Se tape is to hit or to bang yourself on something. And then the part of the body follows that. So se tape la tête, il se tape la tête, he hits his head. Contre is, it actually means against. He hits his head against the stick. We'd say in English probably he hits his head on the stick. Voilà. Il se tape la tête. On est là. Il se tape la tête contre le caillou. Now I like that little word. Caillou is like a little rock or a little stone or a pebble, something small. It's also a Canadian cartoon with a little boy. It's a cartoon for kids, little kids. Caillou, caillou. So let's have a little look again at this. So this, remember, this is un piège moustique. Okay. So le moustique atterrit sur le sel. So he lands on the salt. Pensons que c'est du sucre, thinking that it's sugar. Assoiffé, thirsty. Il va s'abreuver dans la capsule. So thirsty, he goes to quench his thirst, if you like, in the little lid here. The capsule qui est en fait remplie de rhum. So the cap or the lid, which is actually full of rum. Bourré, drunk. Le moustique trébuche sur le bâton. The mosquito trips over the little stick. Le bâton is the stick. Et se tape la tête, and he hits his head contre le caillou, and he hits his head on the rock or the stone. Merci, au revoir. So at the end of this post, the author's written thanks, goodbye. So it's a bit like saying thank you and good night. Okay, so like the kind of boom-ch at the end of a joke. Now then, so there we have the verb aller, il va, atterrir, to land, remplir, to fill. Actually, remplir. Okay, I think I'll leave that in, although technically we don't have the verb there. We've got the past participle, which is used as an adjective when talking about la capsule. Or you've got s'abreuver, to get a drink for oneself, or to get sloshed if you like. There's two meanings there, okay? There's two different meanings. Se taper is to hit oneself or to bang oneself, and then you say which part of the body afterwards. And then we have trébucher, which is to trip over something. We've also got the verb être in there. Pensons que c'est du sucre. When thinking that it is, c'est du sucre. Now what we're going to do is look at two of the comments which I thought were quite funny. There might be different comments now. This was posted il y a 4 jours, so at some point late June. So Nicole Meniel has commented, quel dommage, what a shame, de gaspiller du rhum. What a shame to waste rum. Mieux vaut means it would be better to, like it's worth. Vaut comes from valoir, which means to be worth or to value, or to be valued at. So this vaut mieux, followed by an infinitive verb, means it's better to do something else. Sorry if you can't see that, I'll show you. Quel dommage de gaspiller du rhum. Like, what a shame to waste rum. Mieux vaut le boire, so it's better off to drink it. Le boire. Le is the object pronoun, which refers back to du rhum. Gaspiller is a lovely little verb that means to waste. And then the next bit, mieux vaut le boire. That means it's better to, or you're better off. That's a good way to translate it. You're better off drinking it. Et vous ne sentez pas, and you won't feel la piqûre, the bite of the mosquito, du moustique. Piqûre can mean like a sting or a bite, as in an insect sting or bite. So I thought that was quite funny. Quel dommage de gaspiller du rhum. What a shame to waste the rum. Mieux vaut le boire et vous ne sentez pas la piqûre du moustique. The mosquito bite. La piqûre. Piquer is like to sting or to... piquer can actually also be to inject, I believe. Piquer. And also, when I'm thinking about it now, if you're playing a game of cards, the spade, I think the spade is called pique. I'll just check that now. Piquer. Piquer. To sting, to jab. Yeah, like a prick in the arm. To sting or a bite. Or to sting or to bite. It could be the piquer is the verb here. Yeah, it can also be to be pricked or jabbed or stuck with a needle, or like an injection type thing. Now let me check spade, as in I'm just trying to think of like the different houses, the suits of a game of cards. Yeah. Is it un pique? Spade. Pique. Interesting. Un pique or une pique. Just trying to find out whether that's masculine or feminine. Piqûre is a feminine noun, which means like a bite or a sting. But I'm thinking of like the suit of a card game. I'll look that up. Spade. Pique sounds like it would be feminine. Voila, okay, that's what I need. Spade, club, heart, diamond. Let's see if I can find pique. Yeah, is it le pique? Trèfle, pique, carreau, cœur. That's something we can talk about, isn't it? Card games and the suits and names for that kind of thing. We'll do that another time. So, piqueur, la piqueur is a bite or a sting. Gaspiller is to waste. Let's look at that second comment there, and then we'll see if you can remember a few of the words that I've got in the comment dit-on section. So here was another one that I thought was quite a funny comment. Qu'il a dit Christian Dalla. So a guy called Christian Dalla, il a laissé un message, un commentaire. J'ai fait le test sur moi, ça marche. J'ai fait le test sur moi. So I did the test on myself. J'ai fait means I did. I have done. That's just the passé composé. The past tense, which is composed. Past tense composed of two parts. So the first part's the auxiliary verb. I have. J'ai. I have. And then the past participle of another verb, right? Like here it's the verb faire, which means to do or to make. J'ai fait, that means I have done or I have made. J'ai fait le test, I did the test. Sur moi, that just means on myself. Ça marche, that means it works. J'ai entendu pleurer mon bébé, donc il faut que j'aille. Voilà. Mais c'est parfait en fait parce que j'ai déjà fini. I'll leave it there, but thank you very much for reading, for listening, and or for watching and for listening. And if you want to do some further reading, I can put underneath here the link to the original post, which I thought was very, very funny. It's called Piège à moustique. It's sur la page Facebook, The Délire, and you can read some of the comments that other people have left. Sometimes people put in little GIFs or images of people like laughing, and one that I wanted to mention was if you see MDR, like the letters MDR, that means mort de rire, which means dead from laughing. Okay, so that's like the French language equivalent of LOL, laugh out loud. Okay, that's what people will write if something's really funny. MDR, mort de rire. Anyway, merci beaucoup et à la prochaine fois. Oh, no, one more thing. If you're interested in becoming a member of my French club, just send me a message. All my contact details are in the description below, and there's also a link where you can just go and buy your annual membership and you'll receive a monthly club handout here. It looks a little bit like this. It's got a link to the original post if it's online. Sometimes I just create all the content myself. But I also do provide opportunities for further reading, and for example here I've included a link to learn more about mosquitoes, right? So that takes you to the salamandre.org, website. Okay, so you'll learn lots of different stuff. If you want to become a member of my club, you're more than welcome. And I'll leave it there. Merci et à la prochaine fois.